So welcome everybody to the Aldelo Express training webinar. We're going to go through some slides here to give an overview of the product. It is an iOS-based application. It will run on basically any of the new iPads that are out, from the Mini, Air, or Pro. But you'll see me here in a little while running it on my iPad Pro in a nice stand. So we'll talk about that stand as well. It is 100% cloud-based, cloud deployed, in that you will be able to do the deployment on the iPad, but there is a back office piece as well that is 100% cloud. You'll access that from any browser. It is meant for retail and restaurant, so it's not just a restaurant product. It is included at no charge with the Aldelo Pay starter plan. And at this point, that's the only way you can get it, is by taking the Aldelo Pay and the starter plan. It has a very, very different user interface than what we've had before. The ticket window is across the top, and it is quite large. There's a lot of information there, and we'll show through our touching and gesturing just how much you do have. So there is a lot of gesturing, and we'll go over those motions. If you've had an iPhone or an iPad, you know somewhat of the gestures that are available. There's also no limit to the number of terminals. Just as many as you can imagine, you can do that with the Aldelo Express. It auto recognizes printers. We've worked really hard to make the installation of these printers so easy. So the system auto recognizes the Star and Epson printers that are in the network, and will allow you via touch to then assign those printers to their functions. Setup, we say, is less than 10 minutes. Well, we're going to show you just how easy that is by setting up a store. Back of house is reachable from any browser, including the iPad itself. So in this case, there is no need for a PC in the store. Very graphical reports, and you can have multiple concepts under one owner account. So when you have that one owner and he may have multiple sites, multiple stores, you can handle that with the Aldelo Express back office. And it will use Aldelo Pay Cloud. No more EDC at the store. No more EDC on the back office PC. In fact, there's no need for back office PC at all. You can have a one iPad installed that does everything, credit card as well as back of house. Sounds perfect for a food truck, and that's what it is. So some vertical specific things. We do table service, and we do it well. There's a lot of good features in that table service app portion of the software. We also do bars, including the pre-authorization on tabs. We have quick service and counter. Multiple items per screen. We do combo meals, force mods, and we can do a single and a drive-through, double drive-through. We do pizza well, and we have a pizza builder. We have a built-in delivery module, driver mapping, and yes, we do have caller ID. So we do delivery well. For general retail, we do scanning, mix and match pricing. We have a matrix item builder for size, color, and style. And then we can do a suspend and recall. In the salon, we have reservations. We track sales by chair, by individual stylist. We do customer tracking and customer recall, so that we know what the customer had last time. It will recall that on the screen. And then, of course, tip and gratuity tracking. Any of these features that you see listed, and whether it's table service, quick service bar, all these applications, you have all those features within the same software. So let's take a look at what we have. You're looking at, on the left here, this is my iPad. I'm using a software that casts my iPad screen to this Windows screen so you can see what's going on. On the right-hand side, you're seeing my camera. So we can watch and do gesturing here on the screen. So let's go ahead and set this up. It's asking for my email. So I'm going to put in, I got a little, one of my Zira addresses. And we're going to move on now to the name of the store. And a password. And I'll verify the password. Now what that's done now is it's going to send an email to that email address. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this screen and go get that code from that email. And this is what it looks like from here. So 45771. Now that has created my account out in the cloud. So now I'm going to put in my personal information. Let's see. All right, so at this point, I have a demo database that I can use if I wish, or I can create my store. So what I'm going to do is create the store so you can see how easy it is and how the Express product walks you through. Now here is the device number. I'm putting a 1. And this is the screen that I have to complete. Now what you're looking at here at the top, this is by default. The iPad by its own GPS knows where I'm located, and it's pretty close to where I live, and that's why that part is filled in. If it's not correct, you can then put in the correct address. There's my phone, web address if I want. There's my email. Tax is required. It says so on the screen. Discount is not required, but I'll go ahead and put one in. And then industry. So you're going to now select what industry you are installing for. If I want to choose restaurant, then it also will then prompt for the category. What type of restaurant am I installing? As I narrow this down, it's going to then kind of set some of the flags for us so that we don't have to worry about it. If I had chosen table service, it would then had some of the table management and server banking functions activated. By quick service, I'm going to have a cashier. So you'll notice here on the top left, I've got a general and it's checked, meaning I got a green check. It's all good, ready to go. Next up is going to be items. So you have your group, you have your items, and then a price. So I'm just going to put a price in for the water, and now you'll notice I have a green check. That means I got at least one item that I can ring up. If I want to add additional beverages, then I just tap there and go ahead and put them in. Additional categories can be added as well. And then while I've highlighted there, I can then add the items in as I want. You'll notice that as I'm doing this, the taxable is by default. If I don't want it taxed, I can certainly uncheck that. So as you'll notice, I just keep on continuing to repeat that and put my entire menu in. I have a green check, which means I've satisfied at least this portion of it. So now let's go to the staff. It already knows by my input on the previous screens who I am. I'm the owner, so I got the highest access. I'm just going to put in my code. And now I have a green check there. So I have met the minimum requirements to actually have my store open and ready to go. I hit build store now, and that's exactly what it's doing. It's building my store in the cloud, and then it's going to download that database to my iPad. And there's my store. Obviously, I have to clock in. And yes, Aldelo Express does have scheduling. So in addition to the basic clock in, clock out, we do have the scheduling. I'll go ahead and touch new order, dine in, number of guests is 1, and there are the beverages, and then there are the sandwiches. That's all there is to setting up a store. We just couldn't make it any simpler.
Looks fantastic, Jerry. Great job.
It's going to ask me for a cashier, so I'm going to go ahead and cashier in. I'll say I have a $10 starting tab, starting till, and here we go. You do have the ability to print or email a receipt too. That's all there is, guys. That's why we say you can be up and running in 10 minutes, just for that reason. Now I need to exit this one, and I'm going to bring in another database that I have that's a little more robust. Then we're going to talk about gesturing. With your account, you now can see you can have multiple databases. I have these 4, and then I have 2 more. So you can have multiple databases under the same store account. Just a matter of which one you want to run this particular iPad for. I'm going to run my cafe or my coffee express. And now you'll see how long it takes to download a database with 100 or so items in it. And there we have it. Now, sign in and you'll see there's my coffees. To ring up, you do have force modifiers. And now I'm going to show you some of the gestures that you can do. That's why you need to see my camera. If I take 2 fingers and touch the ticket window, you'll see it expands. Shows you the full ticket. You can touch it again, and it goes back, it shrinks back down. If you take 2 fingers and swipe down, you can then get to the order screen that shows you everything is about this particular order, including how long it's been open. You can do discounts, surcharges, and even put the order on hold. If you take 1 finger and touch, you now can expand that item and talk about that item, such as adding a discount. You also have the ability to write in a particular description added on the side. And put that item on hold as well. All right, 2 fingers swiping left to right is like hitting the done button. Sends that order into the hold area. You can then recall that here. 2 fingers right to left allows you to go to the cash screen. Two fingers on an item at one time allows you to, oh, let me bring it up. There it is. Brings up the details of that item. And let's see. 2 fingers up. This is something Jeff's going to show here in a minute, but this is how you would add an item, add a category, add a discount. So Jeff, what am I missing? Did I leave anything out?
I think you've done a fantastic job.
Okay. Then I think.
So my store's already set up, and I've got just a basic restaurant, but do keep in mind you can do retail as well. Service industries, we've got a lot of places asking us about salons and things like this, and absolutely you can do all of those. But I'm going to walk through a few of the basic restaurant features that people ask about. Starting off with the caller ID. If you happen to be logged in and a call comes in, you'll see the caller ID information come up at the top of the screen. There it is. I've got James Taylor giving me a phone call. And if you simply click on it, it will come up, give me some information about Mr. Taylor. I can choose his profile. And as you see, it gives me some information about where his address is. Across the bottom in red, you'll see his previous orders that he's made with us. If I want to duplicate one of those orders, I can just simply hit the little plus on the upper right-hand corner of it. If I want to see the order and see what's actually in there, you can hit the little question mark. It'll give you information about that order. In this case, I want to start a new order, so I'm just going to click New Order. It's going to be a delivery order for us. I can turn on and off the number of guests, obviously. It's going to tell me a little bit of information and give me a chance to edit this or change this if I need to, and I can change it just by clicking in those fields, retyping in the customer information. If it pulled up the wrong customer for some reason or something incorrectly, I could hit customer search. It would then allow me to go in and type in a phone number and search for my customer. In this case, I'm going to go back and grab Mr. Taylor's information again. There we go. And just go ahead and create a new delivery order straight through. So in my case, I can come in here and maybe he wants some fries, some nachos. We're going to come in. He's going to get the nachos are going to be loaded. He's got everything. He's just going to go ahead and take those. We're going to get him an ahi salad here and a burger. Let's get a good burger here. Cajun burger. We want that medium well. Now you'll see as I've ordered everything, I can swipe my finger down here and it gives me an expanded check. I can see everything that might be on my check. If I swipe up slightly, oops, it will bring up my information. I can go back to my normal order entry. If for some reason something wasn't on my screen, let's say I don't have an item on my menu or something, you can take 2 fingers, swipe up right here, and I can easily from right here add another menu group. We'll call it, I don't know, what do we have? Kids menu. Like this. I can easily go, oh, that group name is already present. I can't repeat it. We'll make it just kids for right now. You'll see kids shows up there on the left-hand side. If I wanted to add menu items to that, I could just hit menu items. I simply add whatever the new item is. Like that. And whatever I want my price to be. And I have it set for taxable automatically. And there we go, just like that. I now have in my kids menu chicken tenders. So really easy to do. You also see I can do discounts from here. So if I wanted to add a discount, literally click on the discount, add whatever you want to call it. So now I have a family discount. We're going to give family, 10% off. And I want it as a percent, like that. So there we go. I now have a discount and stuff if I wish to apply that. All very, very simple to do. I'm going to go ahead and mark this one for delivery since we've set that up. And if I go ahead and just enter this, now I do apologize, I don't have repetitive order entry turned on, which is a feature. You can turn that on very easily. But if I click on the little 3 dots here, I can go into my driver dispatch now. And here's my order. You'll see for James Taylor waiting to be delivered. And if I click on it, it'll put a little checkbox on it indicating that that order is going to be delivered. So if you had multiple orders here waiting for delivery, you could pick and choose which ones you wanted to send with your driver. I actually only have one, so we're going to go ahead and assign that one. It comes up and gives me the employee name from the list here, and my orders now are dispatched. You'll see if I go to dispatch, the employee that's here, we can click on him. You can see which orders he's taking. Here again, if you click on the question mark here, you can see exactly what his orders are that he's taking. Just clicking back on the screen returns you back to this section. You can see if you need to unassign, you can quickly click unassign in that item. I'm going to go ahead and depart my person. So if I hit depart here, he's now taking my order and he's left. You'll notice all of a sudden it turns to arrive all, and I get a little route map here, and I can click on here. It shows me where my order is going to, and it would give you my location. I do have location services turned off, so you don't see my actual location. I do apologize for that. But you see mine's actually going to BMW of Pleasanton at the moment. And if I squeeze down here, actually there's my location right there. So you'll get my location and the customer's location information there. I can click on the customer. I can see the ticket and ticket information. Piece of cake. If I wanted to go here, I could now go back to dispatch, back to Brendan, and I could arrive all if I wanted to, and mark all my tickets as arrived. We're all ready to go. We're kind of finished with these orders. One feature I did want to kind of point out here, there's this really cool card with an envelope here, and if you click that, it emailed the delivery information to my driver just now. And he's going to get an email, shows him where those tickets are, even gives him the ability to have a map that shows where those tickets need to go. So, and that works regardless of what type of phone he's using. As long as he's got a smartphone with internet access, boom, he now has that email. He can click on that email, sends him to a link that gives him driving directions and driving information. I'm going to go ahead and mark my person as arrived. You'll now notice I've got a little button here for money drop, and I could do a money drop here. Just clicking on that, it tells me I do not have a staff bank, so I could actually go back. And if I wanted to, I could start a staff bank or cash tray. In this case, I'm going to cashier in so we can actually settle our tickets. And we're ready to go. And so now if I wanted to go settle that ticket, I could easily click on it, go to settle. I'm going to click on credit card. And in my case, the EMV device is going to kick on for the S300. And boom, we're done. It's that fast. I'm going to make a little signature here and give 18% as a tip. Boom, we're finished. It's that simple, that easy to do. So I just went through literally in a couple of seconds here, and actually probably about 5 minutes. Delivery, using the caller ID setup, paying with a credit card, the whole thing very, very quickly. Your customer should have that same type of experience. It's very, very simple. Any questions or anything from anybody? I'm seeing the chat's really quiet.
I don't see anything, Jeff.
So I do have,
Really,
Scott
yeah.
asked real fast, what do you do for manual entry for the payment? Actually, the nice part is the S300 allows for manual entry. All you literally do is start typing in the credit card number, and it will automatically go through the manual entry prompts. They don't have to make any choices or anything like that. It's very, very simple.
How is the EMV connected?
Mine happens to be Ethernet, but we do support wireless through the D210, and that unit will also print receipts for you. Great question, Jerry.
Yep. What does it take to set this up when they get the EMV device?
So the very cool part, when you get an EMV device, I'm going to force my EMV device to actually fail. So you'll have to give me a second. Let me make this unit fail on us. And how I'm doing that is I'm literally just unplugging the Ethernet port there. And when you come in here, I'm going to order something. Let's say you actually have a failure when you come in. The unit's going to come up. It's going to try to connect to it. It's going to come up and tell you that it actually fails. So in my case, I have an attempt to retry. I'm going to go ahead and let it see if it retry. It's going to let me know that it's going to fail. So I'm going to hit cancel here and close out. And I'm going to get a screen like this. Now, I'm going to choose select another payment device because this is going to take you back to the basic setup. And if you do that, you'll get a screen that looks like this. It'll give you the option to choose which payment devices are assigned to your account. And this is the exact screen that comes up when you do the initial setup for your EMV device. No longer do you need to go in.
Where does this come from?
We've actually already pre-programmed this on the cloud. So when we provision a device to you, this is already pre-set up. Customers literally just have to choose which device goes with which Aldelo Express iPad, and that's all you're doing here. So literally I could choose it, the orange box there on the left-hand side, or you'll notice there's a scan by camera. I could actually scan the device, there's a barcode on the back, and boom, we're done. So if I select that device there and come back, I can now choose my card. And you have to forgive me, the EMV device is way on the other side of my desk. And there we go. I'm going to make a little happy face here again. It's that easy. And you guys probably heard my printer running in the background, printing out both my kitchen receipts and my customer receipts.